Yo, what is going on, people, and welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be talking about something new coming to Rust, and this is going to be Rust Roleplay. The server is called Grand Theft Rust. It's somewhat like, how Grand Theft Armor had their name, Grand Theft Armor. So it seems pretty cool from what we can see. I'm going to be talking a bit about the project today itself, what they have showed us, and what I think is possible with Rust. If you did enjoy this video and it did give you some information, if you could please leave a subscription and a like, I'd greatly appreciate it. And I actually can't wait for something like this to come out, because people in Rust have been speaking for ages about roleplay, or they've been trying to roleplay, in the survival mode, and obviously that don't work out too easy. But I'll see you in a second. Now, a positive of using Rust as a roleplay game is that it has everything really that you could want for a roleplay game. So it does have a car, I suppose, so you don't need to actually put your own car models in there. You've got boats, you've got all the weapons, so everything's basically there on a basic scale for roleplay. Now, what I've been told is they're not going to be using the normal Rust survival build system, so, where would you create your own house? They're not going to have that, but what they're going to have is pre-placed houses where you'll be able to actually buy that house. Now, they've shown that they're going to have the basics, so they're going to have a prison system, they're going to have a police department, and obviously you're going to have the civilian faction. Now, I'd expect them to also have an EMS area, but I don't know if they're going to have that. Sometimes when people do create new servers, like we've seen with Onset in the past, there's been no such thing as medic, and there's just been where you would respawn normally yourself. Now, the map is 6 kilometers, as you can see on screen, so that's enough room to actually be able to move around, do all your farming and stuff, and never see anyone because the map is too big. As we know with some servers on Arma 3 that used actual custom maps, some of them were a bit too big, and for example like Altars, that's huge, and yeah, you do see people, but that's only if they would stay in like Altars Cavala Square area. So with this, the whole map's 6 kilometers, so you're actually going to be able to find a lot of people everywhere, and you're never going to be able to be out of roleplay. Now, they have a 6 kilometer map, and this map is custom. They have been creating it. I'm not too sure if all the models are custom. I feel like this bridge Rust was coming out with, I think I seen a dev blog or something like that of them making this bridge, and it's access to people that actually create maps. But the map is 6 kilometers and it's actually custom to them. It's suiting life. As you can see, you do have a big city. I'll also have some other pictures on the screen which were posted in their Discord. I'll have a link to that in the description. But as you can see, they have a nightclub area where maybe you can actually roleplay and talk to people singing. You've got a dining room area. I think you've got a casino. And from what we can see, this is actually blackjack. Now, they may have like roulette and all these other different types of casino areas, and maybe you can even get a job at the casino working behind, like, let's say the bar, the guy who serves out all the the tokens, things like that. And maybe they'll take this the extra mile, something that Arma wasn't, so everything basically focuses on actual people. Maybe they'll take it that extra mile. Now, there's going to be some legal ways to actually make your money on this server. I think you're going to get paychecks, like some benefits, if you want to call it in that way, where you don't do anything, but you also still do get paid. There's going to be mining and jobs where you, let's say, work at a cinema or a bank, for example. You'll also be able to farm wood, stone, oil, corn, potatoes, so growing a lot of things that'll be legal, and you'll be able to take it to the job market and actually sell them to the markets where they can carry on and go and sell them. Players will be able to get seeds for these items and plant them in their own houses, as this will allow you to yield more and at a faster rate compared to farming at the fields themselves. So maybe when you're out in the fields, it's going to obviously take you a lot longer than at your home, so a lot of people might want to take the risk of growing things in the home, but then you've got to think, oh, if I'm growing at home, maybe someone's gonna rob my house and steal all my crops, so you've got to also think about that as well. There's also going to be a delivery driver job, a truck job where you go to A, pick up the item and deliver it to B, so that'll also be another legal way to make some money. But there's going to be a lot of illegal ways also. Now, I have a list of some of the things that you'll be able to do. Not all of the things, because obviously they want to keep some things secret, but robbing a bank, gas stations, hospitals to get painkillers, which is, I've never seen before where you actually rob a hospital to get painkillers, and then maybe you can sell them on the black market. Selling components from doing certain events like cargo, growing weed in your own house, apartment / warehouse. So that's a normal thing, but is it going to be an advanced thing where you, like, let's say plant hemp? You know how you do in Rust, and you plant a hemp seed and then it grows? I think they'll do it like that, as it's already somewhat in the game already. Selling rare goods to players, like getting a good clone for hemp and selling it to us. So maybe actually there's going to be different variations of hemp. Maybe there's going to be a rubbish hemp, and then there's going to be a good hemp. Selling sulfur and gunpowder. You've got to remember that this isn't going to be the normal typical Rust survival, so you're not going to be running around with a pickaxe whacking stones. You're going to actually have to somewhat go to certain areas to hit them stones. There is also going to be a drug convoy, so it's going to have like cocaine and all that stuff, which you'll be able to take over. If you've played Armour recently, you'll know how that is going to work. Basically, you take the vehicle, take it to a place, and then you can actually, you know, like store the vehicle or take items out of the vehicle and then go to the drug dealer with them. Everything that I've just told you now will be available when it releases in May, and they're going to be doing monthly updates to keep players entertained. Just like every live server, you've got to have the police department to keep everything in order. Now, on the screen there's a few of the skins that have been released to the public. Now, they do have many ranks, and actually the police department is called Cobalt Police Department. Maybe that's the name of the map, I'm not too sure. They've not publicly released the name of the map, but I definitely want to be a police officer. Now, I know these pictures don't actually reveal really the full uniform, and I'm not too sure if they have more, but they do say they're definitely going to have a lot more ranks. So they might have 10 ranks, and maybe all of them ranks have different uniforms, or maybe they all use the same. They're also going to have different police vehicles, and one of them, as you've seen in the pictures previously, has police written on the side of it. I'm not too sure if they're going to have SWAT or any of these other departments, but it'd be pretty cool if we do see in the future SWAT, maybe CID or anything along the lines of that. If you'd like to become the police, you'll actually have to go on the website and create an application. Now, the ranks will start from cadet and go up to the commissioner. Each rank will have access to different clothing, weapons and vehicles, and the police will have the ability to search detained players, give fines and send players to prison. Now let's move on to how civilians will gain weapons. Now, there will be a legal weapons dealer at the gun store where you'll be able to purchase low-end weapons like a pistol, maybe even a nail gun. If you'd like to purchase the higher end weapons, they'll all be purchasable at the gang outpost, but first you're actually going to need a gang license, just how Armour has it. Now, when you've actually earned enough money, you'll be able to buy houses. Now, what's good about these houses is that you'll be able to spawn here. When you do some farming work, it will actually take less time and you'll be more secure when you are inside. You can actually store gear in here like guns, custom items, which will be used for certain events. And it's just for RP reasons. You can be like, yo mate, I've got a house, do you want to come back to my crib? Something we've never seen before as well is you'll actually be able to buy houses. So maybe you could buy up a whole street and then you're allowed to rent them houses out to other people. So then you could be making bank while technically they don't own the house, they just live there. Now, I'm pretty sure that crafting won't really be a thing. You'll be able to grow, but crafting's very little. You will be able to blow explosive charges though, so when you are robbing a bank, you'll be able to blow that up. When you're raiding people's houses, you'll be able to do that. But it's not going to be the same as normal Rust. When you place a charge, the house isn't going to collapse. People aren't going to be able to build their own houses. It's just going to be a case of you buy a house. It's going to be very different to how Rust is currently, but in a way it's going to be the same. It's going to have the same mechanics when you're going to be growing things. I actually can't wait to check this out. I feel like it can be something. The only bad thing is at the moment they're telling us all this, but from what we've seen from the actual trailer itself is just pictures. We've seen a custom map. That's pretty cool, you know, good job. We've seen them driving cars, but we already know that you can drive cars. We've seen loads of different things like skins, for example, prison skins. We know that you can make skins when you can buy skins on your rocks and all that stuff. They could be lying, but I don't think they are. I feel like this is going to be something. I don't know why you would put down on an opportunity like this. So I will have a link to their Discord in the description down below. Please go ahead and go and join over there. If you did enjoy this video, please leave a like and a subscription. Leave your comments down below what you actually think about this, and I'll see you guys next time. Adios, amigos.